Hey everybody, welcome to Shot Callers Esports. I'm Matt Hempstead, and with me is Matt Best from WWG.com. How are you, Matt?
Pretty good, Matt. I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk about NA playoffs.
Yeah, well, they're just around the corner. Regular season is finally over, and the first matchup we have is Phoenix 1 taking on Team Dignitas, the 3 seed against the 6 seed. Who do you like coming out of that one?
So when you look at these teams, you might think that they're actually a little closer than you'd expect, but in reality, they're not. Phoenix 1 is a class ahead of these two teams. Team Dignitas have had a really good second half of the split. I don't think we can disagree on that.
No.
With Chaser and Ssumday, their jungler and their top laner, with the improved play from those two guys is a big reason why this Dignitas team has made it into the playoffs. I mean, these two guys came over, they were prize acquisitions. Everyone was like, hey, they're going to be a number 1, number 2 team. Just wait until the summer for this Dignitas team. But for Phoenix 1, I think the key to victory to them is not only, hey, let's feed Arrow, but hey, please start Meteos.
I mean, when Inori's starting, it just looks like a different team. They always go to that Kha'Zix pick. It's not the same for Meteos. Kind of concerning for me is that his champ pool is very limited. And for Phoenix 1, that bot lane last week didn't look so great with Stunt getting benched after that poor Turk performance in Game 1 against Cloud9. But I still like Phoenix 1 going out and moving on to face Cloud9 in the next round. But after that, CLG versus FlyQuest 4 against 5. Interesting matchups, both teams looking iffy after last week's performance.
Yeah, and I think iffy is like putting it really nicely. For Counter Logic Gaming though, you have to give them a break. I mean, Afromu ended up playing AD carry. That's not exactly what you want in an ideal situation. But CLG are another team just like Dignitas who have really turned it on in the second half. Whereas FlyQuest, it's an opposite trend completely. FlyQuest came out of nowhere, they looked fantastic, and now they're just stumbling. They are not looking good at all. I mean, they had a Mordekaiser Maokai bot lane, and I think it was week 7 around there, and that's just not good. To me, you're waving the white flag there, and you're not trying to break the meta.
There's definitely a lot of desperation coming out of there. I mean, CLG got a bit of a pass to it, Stixxay being hospitalized, probably a little off-kilter in their strategy, so I still think they're going to come out strong in the playoffs. When they have 2 weeks to prepare for an opponent, they usually have something up their sleeves that looks pretty good. So semifinals now. We'll start with TSM versus CLG. Any chance CLG pulls off the upset?
I mean, no.
Not at all.
I was trying to think of a good reason behind it as to why it could happen, but this TSM team is number 1 for a reason, sure. They started off slow. Bjergsen didn't look like a great shot caller, but now they've really settled in. Wild Turtle looks good for once again. I mean, he's not playing crazily anymore. He looks pretty damn good. So TSM, I think, are going to take this one handily if CLG go by.
Yeah, I also think Haunter's going to manhandle Darshan in the top lane.
For a joke.
It's been pretty nasty looking these past couple weeks for Haunter. The other one, C9 versus Phoenix 1 for a 3rd time. Dark Meteos is going to try to put Phoenix 1 on top. Going to be a fun series.
This will be a fun series. I mean, out of all the series that we have coming up, anything with Cloud9 is going to be a heck of a lot of fun, only because we're watching Cloud9 kind of sputter right now. They don't look like that powerhouse team. I mean, they even dropped a game to Envy. So when you drop a game to Envy, you kind of go, ooh, what's happening right now? Contracts is looking like he's going through that rookie slump, and the rest of this team, Sneaky, Jensen, don't look like they're on their A game. However, I still think Cloud9 pulls this one out. This will definitely go the distance, though.
I agree. I think it's a 5-game set, but last week, Sneaky looked amazing on Lucian.
He did. I'll give him that.
I think the meta's kind of suiting with the Bork thing coming back around. Sneaky might carry his team right into the finals to face TSM. Another rematch of these two teams. Who do you like? TSM, Cloud9, taking it all?
I gotta say TSM. No, you gotta say TSM here. You look at these two teams and it's just trends. For me, when you're watching League of Legends, it's all about trends. Which teams are getting hot at the right time, and it goes along with traditional sports as well. If you catch a hot streak at the right time, not only will you sneak into the playoffs, but you'll also probably cruise through the playoffs. And for TSM, they're catching fire at the perfect time, and C9 are looking like they're sputtering.
I'm going to take Cloud9. I know that might surprise some people, but I'm going to stick with what I said at the beginning of the split. Ray actually was pretty impressive last week, and I think that he might actually give them a bit of an edge.
Don't put Ray in the game, though.
I think you do, at some point.
But when?
They've been going back and forth.
If Cloud9 wins the first game, do you put Ray in at all?
I think they're going to start Ray.
There's your first problem. That's why they're not going to win game 1.
They've been flip-flopping back and forth. I think it works. Right now, Sneaky and Smoothie, the bot lane meta suits them perfectly. I think they're going to destroy Wild Turtle and Battlefrost, to be honest with you. And then the rest of the lanes are going to be close enough that Cloud9 sneaks it out. It's going to be close.
It'll be close. Let's just agree to disagree for once.
Fair enough. Well, for more esports content, head over to wwg.com or on Twitter at wwg_esports. For Matt Best, I'm Matt Hempstead. We'll see you next time on Shot Callers Esports.